Good morning, Beacon. Thank you, John, for the world's longest prelude. I apologize, we had some technical difficulties. I'm Nicole Jacobson. I'm your ministerial intern. My pronouns are she, her, coming to you from the land of the Lene Lenape. Welcome to Beacon, where we strive to support each other every day as we work to live into our mission, to be radically inclusive community that feeds the human spirit and heals the world. This week is our wonderful Spring Equinox Pageant, where you will get to know the goddess Ostara and embrace all the magic and wonder of the coming spring. We are so excited to have you here, whether you are here physically with us or online. And if you're online, please say hello to Adam in the chat. We appreciate you. And if you're here in physical space, say hello to your neighbor.
Howdy, neighbor. Hello, neighbor.
And don't forget to join us after the service in the Beacon Cafe. Now, if you are new to Beacon, we are delighted to have you join us today.
Yay.
And if it's your first time online, we ask that you fill out the newcomer form so we can get to know you. And for those of you in person, if you come up to the front after the service, Suzanne and Hillary would be delighted to take you on a tour and show you all the important things, like where the coffee is and where the bathrooms are. So let's settle in and let's get prepared to worship. Please join us in singing hymn 1018, Come, Go With Me.
I invite you to stand in body or spirit as we sing this together. As Nicole said, it's 1018. Come and go with me. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land where I'm bound. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land where I'm bound. There'll be justice. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound. There'll be singing. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land where I'm bound. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land where I'm bound. That sounded wonderful. Thank you all for singing. And I want to say also thank you for Jermaine Cripe, who is up here in their music balcony singing today. And as always, thank you to John O'Neill for playing. And we have Henry McCann, who's doing the sound today. We'll be singing more hymns as we go along.
As is our practice in the earth-centered traditions, we will now call on the four directions. This ritual invites us as a community and as individuals to draw in the four directions, north, south, east, and west. Each direction represents a power or an element. North, earth and grounding. South, fire and passion. East, air and new beginnings. West, water and calm. With the calling of the direction, I invite you to consider what power or strength you are drawing upon this day. Let us turn and face the direction. We begin in the east. Spring of the east, granter of air, fresh dawn of spring, winds of inspiration, our chalice welcomes in the ferocity of your force to bring us justice and new beginnings. We honor that with your force your force can come excitement and trepidation, perhaps even worry for that which is born from your fresh air.
Now we turn and face the south. Spirit of the south, granting fire, kindling in our chalice the flame of sacred memory, and the inspiration of the ancestors, we harness now the power of your direction, knowing that you can source our commitment and passion as easily as our anger.
Turn again and face the west. Spirit of the west, who grants us water, present in our chalice as movement and connection, bringing us calm and equanimity, as well as steadiness. Help to make us agile and fluid.
Let us turn and face the north. Spirit of north, rooted in the soil of earth, companioning us through winter days and the promise of spring. You ground us and bring deep wisdom with your turning. You teach us faith in the cycle of the seasons and gratitude for the harvest.
Our last turning towards our chalice in the center. Today our chalice, the symbol of our faith, holds no fire. What else can a chalice hold? Anybody have any ideas? Water? Sand? Wax? That's a good one. Anybody else? Pebbles? That's a good one. Wine? Sand? Earth. A chalice can also hold water. Somebody said that.
Yeah.
Wait, I gave it away. And so we pour life-giving water into the well of our chalice, connecting us more deeply to the earth, that it may renew and sustain our beings and our home, the earth.
by our very own Reverend Dr. Robin Tanner and Helen Kaar. She heard it first in the rustle of the trees. Can you guys make rustle of trees sounds? What is... Or maybe it was the worms crawling with less fervor. I don't think we can make that sound. Worms without excitement are a real red flag. Could it have been the lack of pine scent or bear musk? Did you know winter has a smell? Even snow, yes, snow has a smell. There was no smell, just nothing. How can you describe the smell of nothing? Well, at any rate, Ostara, a fertility goddess, sensed something was wrong. She threw the strap of an empty sack over her shoulder. Then she hurried away, the way you might when you suddenly smell smoke or have to go to the bathroom. Do goddesses go to the bathroom? That's probably a story for another day. In a vast meadow, Ostara came upon a very, very large fallen tree. Its snow-covered, scary-looking roots reached at least 5 feet into the sky. Huddled there, a little child lay weeping over a limp bird in his hands. Without a word, Ostara sat beside the child, very unlike Zeus and some of the other gods who liked to loom above. Not Ostara. She was a sit beside her. With fresh tears rolling down his cheeks, the child looked up.
He's dying.
Indeed, the bird was dying. Ostara could see that this poor small bird had been born too early. Born in winter, a hard time for any creature to be born, let alone survive outside. Instead, during the winter, they slept. Squirrels snuggled in their nests. My friends, can you make snuggling gestures? What does snuggling look like? Snuggle, snuggle, there you go. Bears slept peacefully in dens. What's the sound of a bear sleeping? Maybe. The fish was still under the ice, but still very much alive. Fish, people, fish under the ice, make some fish moves. And underground bulbs and roots waited patiently. Like the little bird, the child was a fledgling too. Out of place, alone in the world too soon.
Why is this child alone? Where are his people?
Ostara then knew that that's what had sounded the alarm. That's what had stopped the worms in their tracks and chilled even the pine scent.
A child without hope, without warmth, is a warning to the world. Time to work some magic.
Ostara took a tiny blanket from the empty sack and wrapped the bird in it. Suddenly, in place of the bird, there was a small rabbit.
Is that magic?
Yes, now his fur will keep him warm.
Ostara looked deep into the child's eyes and then out to the surrounding forest in winter.
But who will keep this sweet one warm? Will you?
Just as Ostara waited for the forest to respond, the rabbit leapt to the ground and hopped away.
Let's go. Let's follow him.
Our next song of the day is hymn number 1003.
Where do we come from? It's 1003, and it's very repetitive. So if you hear us sing a line, then you can just join in the next time and sing the same line. It goes like this. Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Mystery, mystery, we got a mystery last time. Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we
This morning, I would like to invite Alyssa Gentilia to come up and give an impact testimonial. Welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nicole. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for the introduction, Nicole. My name is Alyssa Gentilla, and I use she, her pronouns. As a relatively new face to Beacon, I'd like to share more about my journey as a new member and what my experience has been up until now. Before joining Beacon a few months ago, I wanted to deepen my faith through community, connection, and service, but I could never really follow through. I either felt that I would have to abandon who I was before walking in the door, abide by a set of values and principles I didn't honestly believe, or reference scripture from biblical times that has been used to justify and enable systems of oppression against marginalized groups across history. I wanted something different. I have always said that in times of tribulation, loss, joy, or transition, your faith community is always the first on your doorstep with a baked good and comforting presence. Ideally, your faith community is somewhere where you can be your true, authentic self without limits or bounds, where you can explore the parts of yourself that have been suppressed, hidden, or neglected, and where you can be challenged to think and consider things in a way you haven't before. I have discovered that this community does not uphold exclusionary criteria or require you to be anyone you are not. Your devotion is not measured by how much you believe, but rather by how much you are willing to commit to yourself and your community. Beacon, in many ways, has transformed the way I think about faith. Faith can feel light, fun, and empowering. And faith can also mean being curious about the wonder and mystery of what we believe and what weaves us together as a community of people. Faith is not a singular path of who you must become, but rather a journey of homecoming to who you are. My hope for myself is that I continue to learn, be challenged, and grow as a member of this community. My hope for this congregation is that we continue to actively seek out ways in which we can diversify, strengthen, and equip ourselves with the resources and tools necessary to embody our covenant and live out what it truly means to be a beacon of hope, light, and love in the world. Thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Welcome. We are so blessed to have you.
The bunny Yes, the bunny. Thank you, bunny. The bunny stopped in a stubbly spot where the snow cover had thinned to nothing.
Look at the ground. What do you see?
A lot of broken stems and old dead plants.
Look on the ground. Look beneath them.
Sure enough, Ostara saw the earth between them littered with seeds, thousands of seeds hiding in plain sight. She and the child began digging into the dirt with their fingers. The soil was cool to the touch and smelled rich. They worked side by side. Though the child had never planted seeds before, he gently placed them in the earth. The bunny hopped around. His whiskers quivered.
I do not feel cold. In fact, I feel warm. Is it from working with the soil?
No more snow. The air is getting warmer. Soon, it will rain.
You speak?
You speak?
Ostara continued, ignoring the hopping topic.
The sunny days are coming. Soon these seeds will grow into fruits and flowers. The fruit will make their own seeds.
Wow, really?
Really? It's magic.
The bunny hopped away again, and again Ostara and the child followed. You're keeping up with this bunny, huh? Okay, the bunny is making its way. The bunny brought Ostara and the child to an edge of a large clearing that was very quiet.
Why aren't there any birds?
I bet they've run out of seeds. That's why the bunny brought us here, because we have plenty. Let's fill these up.
A gift for the birds to help them until the snow melts.
I invite you now into a moment of meditation. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths if that's how you find center. You could focus on an image or a word or feeling your feet planted on the ground. Imagine yourself walking in a forest. The air is crisp and smells of morning dew, a newness of life growing all around. The seeds that had fallen last winter are coming alive from the warmth of the sun and from the beautiful light that shines on them. You look up and feel the same warmth on your face. You breathe in clean, fresh air. You feel the seeds that have been planted inside your heart and your mind, clinging to the light and air, asking to be nourished, asking to be born. You feel a tug from Ostara to bring magic into you. What magic will you bring to your life this coming spring? How will you be renewed? I invite you now to breathe in and feel the seed paper that you were given at the beginning of the service. As you hold the paper, maybe there is a seed to discover within you. Maybe a new spiritual practice, a new hobby, a seed of renewal. Perhaps it's the book sitting at your bedside table. Or is it a recommitment to self-care, a call for rest, to slow down, to be present, and to shake off the idea of being perfect? I invite you now to open your eyes and write on your seed paper what you would like to renew.
The forest was winding until Ostara and the child lost sight of the bunny. Ostara pulled a glowing lamp out of her sack.
Is this magic?
Yes.
Its warm glow lit the way just enough for them to see a step or two in front of them.
Let's go back.
Hold my hand.
The child trembled, but he followed. Maybe because it was unfamiliar and the journey seemed long. The child was tired and hungry and thirsty. However, he wasn't cold anymore.
Where are we going?
You'll see.
Day was dawning above them. Just ahead in a clearing, they saw the bunny nibbling on some grass. As they approached, the air felt fresh and warm. In the center, a glittering fountain burbled. Around it, vines and flowers grew. They could hear the birds. My friends at Beacon, what do birds sound like? Cheep, cheep, cheep. There were people gathered.
Where did you come from?
Is this magic?
Yes. You belong to everything that's here.
The child's eyes grew wide with wonder.
I must leave you now.
No, don't go. What if it all goes away?
My child, you don't do magic. You are the magic. The birds, the bunny, all the creatures, they are magic. So is that fountain. All water is magic. So are the seeds they grow in. And you're comprised of water and stardust. You are magic. That magic comes alive when you root yourself in a community and a place like the earth. Now, tell me, do you know how to do the magic?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
This time, we would begin our ritual of renewal and offering. Please take a moment to feel your seed paper with your words of renewal written upon them in one hand, and in the other hand, your offering, the gift that you are giving, the continued renewing of Beacon. And with these blessings in hand, please come forward and plant your seed paper into our garden bed, right here in front of the chancel, and your offering into the plate. And it will be gratefully received. thank you so much, and we ask that Ostara sprinkle earth magic on these seeds and these offerings, and that they will grow into beautiful, bountiful fruit.
The bunny tugged on the child's sleeve, pointing to the colorful eggs.
Gifts of the bunny, thanking you for helping him as a bunny and a bird.
Magic was always here.
Ostara went over to the fountain, cupped some water in her hands, and drank. The fear, like ice, melted away. The cold was now gone as the light grew all around and within the child. Ostara smiled. Just at that moment, she heard the call of a bluebird. Bluebird, my friends, bluebirds. There you go. The call of a bluebird deep in the woods. It needed her help.
When does a goddess sleep?
While we ponder. Indeed, when does a goddess sleep? While we ponder that very important question, let us join in singing a song of gratitude for the magic of creation that connects us all. And here ends our story.
And would you please stand and embody your spirit and join in singing Blue Boat Home? That is 1064 in your teal hymnal. It's 1064. Below me, I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean. Still my dryland heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue Sun my sail and moon my rudder, as I ply that starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into that deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens in our beautiful blue I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great wind surging me on, greet the infinite sea before me, sing that sky my sailor song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my
Now we release the 4 directions.
Let us turn and face the north. Spirit of the north, granter of grounding and faith, we give thanks for your presence with us. Stay if you will, go if you must. Blessed be.
Turn and face the west. Spirit of the West, granter of calm and fluidity, we give thanks for your presence with us. Stay if you will, go if you must. Blessed be.
Now we turn and face the south. Spirit of the South, granter of passion and change, we give thanks for your presence with us. Stay if you will, go if you must. Blessed be.
Let's turn and face the east. Spirit of the East, granter of justice and inspiration, we give thanks for your presence with us. Stay if you will, go if you must. Blessed be. One last turning towards our chalice in the center. Our chalice flows on, out from this sanctuary and into our lives out in the world. We give thanks for our lives and for this community. We give thanks for wisdom and time we are granted. Blessed be this spring equinox. Thank you.